I don't think humanity realizes in this moment in time how important it is for us to funnel this darkness out of our root chakra. I don't think you and I will ever come into a realization of the importance that this darkness plays on our reality field until that moment comes when we shift into a higher octave of awakening, of knowing, of snapping all of our chakras back into alignment, into the alignment within source consciousness that has purposefully built this reality field for us to drop down into, in defeat, engrossed in wars, in the tenderness of a mother's loving hands, releasing that of the bloody fingers of her child that has just been blown up into smithereens by the Israeli bombs. I don't think you would ever have expected yourself to go to sleep worrying in your heart of all hearts about another being, about another civilization, about another portion of humanity that you've never seen in physicality, that you've never heard of, besides on social media and in the news. But you do. I know you do. I see you, I feel you, and I know intrinsically that humanity is good. Humanity is so good. God is so tender. God is so loving, to a point, to a perspective that the majority of us would tear our hearts out of our chest just to be able to save this entirety of a civilization in unison. As the difference that you can make, or the difference that I can make, as an entirety of a singularity of one person, doesn't count as much as the energetic frequency of what all of us can accomplish in any moment in time when we come together in unity, in unison. And the strength within these words that I speak of is inherently built into your energetic frequency, is inherently built into your chakra systems of alignment. And when we do snap all of our chakras back into alignment at the end of this incoming solar flash that is about to drench humanity in the essence of the light that the sun will shine down onto an entire humanity in contractual terms to awaken us within this distortion field, to come into the realization of the strength that we hold within any moment of time of feeling down, of feeling defeated, of feeling like nothing we do or we say or anchor into can ever make a difference within any of this darkness that you see or have witnessed. And this message is for light workers out there, because I know my frequency will stop you in your tracks. I know at the end of the day, as you sit on your couch, as you begin to doom scroll onto social media, the content that is meant for you will make its way onto your screen. The messages that are meant for you within any specific moment in time will make its way into your auric field. And in this very moment in time, if you're listening to my message of hope projected onto an entire reality field of light workers who are meant to come across the skewing of these frequencies, to be able to awaken themselves more deeply into the darkness within their reality field, to come into a realization of the brightness that shall forever archingly outshine any of the shadows that the darkness will begin to project onto our reality field of hopelessness found, and overarching love lost in perception. And when the time comes, when unity arises into a breaking point, into a perception field, into a fork in that road where you must decide to stand left or stand right, to stand up or stand down, you will make that decision in unity. We will all stand side by side. We may not be beside each other in physicality, but we drop down into this reality field to be able to do just that. To be able to stand straight and stand tall as we come into the realization of why we're here. why we're even here to begin with as light workers. And you've lived in this life of darkness for far too long, in agreement with your soul's contract to be here, to live through this darkness, to live in this distortion field of forgetfulness, to suffer along with the rest of humanity who are here to experience, to love, to learn, and to forgive at the end of a very long, winding road of forgiveness shed into an essence of brightness, forever arching brightness found within a reality field of seemingly undying darkness. Distortion fields will shed and collapse near the end of a time that will lead to a new beginning. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here for it. You're here for it. You've been here for it since the moment you were born, since the moment that little soul of yours entered that little body of yours in your mother's womb, prior to the descension of your body into the breathing of this air, into the drinking of that sweet nectar from your mother's bosom. Or not. You may have been ripped out of your mother's arms, your mother's hand since birth, but the story of that is unendingly long and broad and wider than you can ever perceive to be true or real, as each and every one of us descended down into this frequency within the same ways, within the nature of things, but may have lived a different distortion field and felt into a different part of Gaia, a different part within this reality field that we had all agreed on once upon a time to descend down into, to write these specific stories, these stories of you, these stories of a lifetime filled with encompassment of all that you could ever envision to be true and imagine to be real. And as we inch closer and closer to the ascension frequencies within this frequency, just know that you are blessed to be here, that you asked to be here, that you prayed to be here, that you were granted permission from source consciousness to be sitting in that very seat that you hold within that body of yours, sitting on Gaia in this very moment in time, about to awaken to your greatest destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you've had this overarching feeling in your soul, in your chest, that something is off, something is not right within your reality field. And I'm here to tell you that you've been right all along, that that little voice whispering to you in the middle of the nights, allowing you to miss home while not knowing where home is, asking you to feel into the home that you forever archingly projected your darkness into, and yet never being able to grow into the home that you know to be true within this reality field, as you know that home is above and beyond your field. That home has always been within you, but above and beyond, into a field of source consciousness, into a field of all consciousness, into a source, into a field above and beyond that in which you can comprehend in this moment in time. And as you begin the comprehension process of your awakening journey, as you begin to live that very moment that you dropped down into your bodily structures to live out, to make it this far in your journey and be able to sit there and make it through till this point in my video, ladies and gentlemen, you're ready. You're more than ready to step into your mission. You have never been so ready in your entire lifetime to take that hand of Gaia, to step into this energy field of Gaia and reassure her of all of the reasons why she's not alone, why she's never been alone, why the forever arching energy of all has always been everything that she had ever fathomed to be true and imagined to be real. And the very essence of you just being here in her reality fields is a miraculous feat in itself. But in knowing why you're here and that you've got her is another distortion field to be shed and to be told and to be realized and to be stepped into. And you are so ready, regardless of whether or not you've tapped into this energetic frequency of what readiness means. You've never been more unready in the knowing of how ready you are in this moment to step into these energies, to step into this mission that you descended down into Gaia's frequency field to fulfill. Ladies and gentlemen, of an earthly frequency within